Hello everybody, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another MTG Arena video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how MTG Arena could add theme boosters to the game. A while back, I did a video talking about how you could add collector boosters to MTG Arena. Today, I will be doing something very similar. When it comes to adding things to MTG Arena, there are many factors that need to be explored. These include what cards are in the pack, cost, who the packs are targeted at, and what do you do about all the previous sets. But before we can talk about any of that, first, for those of you who don't know, let's talk about what a theme booster is. A theme booster is a pack for a certain Magic set that has a certain theme. Most of the time, these are just packs with only one color of cards, and it's kinda lame. However, with the Ravnica packs, they were based around the guilds. On top of that, they are bigger than normal booster packs containing 35 cards. There will be one rare mythic, or, there's a 10% chance that you get another. These are also priced at about $8 a booster, meaning technically you're getting less rares per dollar, so it's not really worth the price. First, when we talk about adding it to MTG Arena, let's talk about who the target audience is and what cards would be in the pack. So, what would the target audience be? To be honest, this is really hard to say. In paper, the target is newer players. This is clearly the case because they are often described as theme boosters are perfect for players looking to expand their collection with a specific strategy in mind. They've also been advertising it as being able to just put some lands in the pack and call it a deck, which any veteran player would never do. Clearly, this isn't targeted towards veteran players. While MTG Arena is a great place for new Magic players, adding new player products doesn't really work well for the game. With the wildcard system, the idea of adding traditional theme boosters is almost completely destroyed. Or is it? I think that if MTG Arena alters them slightly, they may have an interesting product. With Theros Beyond Death, MTG added exclusive rares to the theme boosters, and this is one incentive to bring them to digital. But what would the pack look like? First, I think the whole bigger pack size thing needs to go. These boosters will be exactly like normal MTG Arena boosters in terms of size. Also, I think the idea of monocolored booster packs also wouldn't work in MTG Arena, and thinking about it more, it really doesn't work in paper either. So, what would I do? What I would do is either in just MTG Arena, or you could also bring these changes to paper as well, I would get rid of monocolored theme boosters and replace them with mechanic boosters. These boosters have a curated list of cards from either just the set they're in, or if you want, you could fill them with cards from throughout Standard. These cards would all be based around a particular theme. An example of this would be an escape booster for Theros. In this pack, you could find all the escape cards and cards that boost escape. Because the possible card pool is smaller than a typical booster, they would most likely either need to add random cards, which I think would be bad, or add cards that fit the theme from other standard sets. This still fits the theme in Theme Booster, and allows for a more unique product with a bigger audience. Now, a theme booster would award you with cards that are all good for a particular mechanic, allowing you to stop getting the cards you don't want. It also allows newer players to see cards that they may not have thought of putting together, like, they might have the Dimir mechanic, of Surveil, but you might not have thought about combining that with something from Core Set 2020. But if we were to just talk about MTG Arena, this new style of booster could be really cool. If this was a digital-only product, which would be easier due to them not actually needing to reprint older standard cards, they could make all sorts of theme boosters. They could go back in time and make it a mass booster. They could rotate the boosters. Maybe once a week a random theme booster goes on sale in the store. This wouldn't take that much time and would allow people to get excited to check back in the store every week. And if you wanted, you could go beyond just mechanics. Make it a zombie tribal theme booster. This would allow for all sorts of fun deck building ideas. It allows new players to get deck building ideas and allows old players to get some of the cards they may have skipped on the past. So why don't I break down what would be in a pack? Unlike the collector boosters, it's pretty simple. The pack would contain one rare mythic from the card pool of cards that relate to the theme, 2 uncommons from that theme, and 5 commons from that theme. Boom, simple. Although, you might want to reduce the amount of cards due to the slightly smaller card pool. The hardest part is just coming up with the card pool list, but hey, MTG Arena could just release them with sets. They don't have to do the whole rotating thing. It would give players more of an incentive to buy packs and wouldn't take as much work as constantly rotating. Hey, and you know what would be cool? They could even go back and do historic theme boosters. Next, let's talk about cost. I think that because you get your choice of cards, these packs would cost a bit more. If we're following paper packs, these would be double the price, so 2,000 gold? And to be honest, that seems like a fair price to be able to pick what type of cards you want. Looking at the price of things like styles, it seems unlikely that a product like this would cost that little. I mean, I could see them pricing these things at 5,000 coins apiece, or maybe not even making them purchasable with coins. My last point here is what they could do with theme boosters to older sets. Because MTG Arena doesn't have to print cards, they could add things like theme boosters to older sets. So here's what I would do from each set from Ixalan to Theros. While it would be unlikely that they'd go past Guilds of Ravnica or the current standard, I'm still going to talk about what I think could happen. I think Ixalan and Rivals would have Dinosaur, Merfolk, Pirates, and Vampires. They would have a mix of cards from Rivals and Ixalan, and would feature cards from other sets, such as Sorin in the Vampire deck. Actually, this could be a good way for people to get cards that aren't in the normal set packs. For instance, the Planeswalker deck Sorin from Core Set 2020. Dominaria would most likely have legendary theme boosters. Care all about legendary creatures, planeswalkers, sorceries, all that. You could also make a less broad theme booster with the historic theme booster. This would contain obviously sagas, artifacts, and legendaries. Core Set 2019 doesn't really have any super obvious themes, but they could do like a best of theme that puts all a bunch of iconic cards from that set together. Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance could have the guilds as their theme, similar to how they were done, but again, reducing the pack size, making them cards that are even outside of those sets, so that's cool. War of the Spark could have a Bolas Amass booster and a Planeswalker Proliferate booster that allows you to kind of combine 4 themes into 2. Pretty cool. Core Set 2020 could have an Elemental booster. I think that makes a lot of sense. It could contain all the Chandras, and, you know, they don't have to directly Syndrez. They don't have to say Elemental on them, but it could be boosting an Elemental, or it could be, you know, Icon of Ancestry, you know, something like that. And then Throne of Eldraine could have an Adventure booster. I mean, it could theoretically have, like, a Adamant booster, but that's highly unlikely. I think an Adventure booster could work really well. And then Theros could have Devotion boosters or an Escape booster. I know that's very similar to monocolors, but remember, these boosters would have cards from outside the set, so you would probably have a chance of getting a Cavalier from Core Set 2020. Wow, I'm using a lot of Core Set 2020 examples. Either way, that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button and subscribe. See you guys in the next one.